Happy Foods. Happy Foods. 242. 242. Happy Foods. 242. Food galore just for you. Happy Food. 242. Food galore just for you. This ain't no talking show, it's an eating show. Sasha Laurel is the host of Happy Foods. 242. Food galore just for you. Happy Foods. 242. Food galore just for you. Happy Foods. 242. Food galore just for you.
Hey everyone, it's your favorite girl, Sasha Laurel, and welcome to another exciting episode of Happy Foods 242. And today we are in somewhere in the back of the bush in the airport industrial park. We got Brew on the show today. It's coffee and teas. This is gonna be an interesting show because I am not a coffee person. But they may switch me over. Let's go take a look inside. All right, so I have Vanessa and Andrew with me. They're the co-founders of Brew. So anyone, just tell me a little bit about what Brew is and how you guys even came up with this idea.
Yeah, so Brew launched in December 2020 here in this location. Our ethos and really what we try to do with the business is just to bring the best when it comes to coffee, tea, spices, everything kind of specialty for the kitchen to the Bahamas. So it's something that we've been passionate about for a long time. We've always wanted to do. We launched during the pandemic, which
I was just going to say that.
Which was always an interesting time to start a new business, but it's been great. It's been great to see it grow and to see the feedback from our customers. And yeah, I think we really do have the best products when it comes to coffee and tea, and we're going to show you a lot of that today.
Okay, now Andrew, before we started to tape, you seem like the coffee connoisseur. You started to tell me a little bit about the different kinds of coffees. Tell me a little bit about what people can expect when they come here, as well as coffee in general. I'm not going to call their name, but it's not that commercial stuff that you guys probably go out and get. But there's so much more to coffee that I didn't even know. So tell us a little bit about it.
So first off, what we try to do is we try to educate our customers, obviously. A number of customers come in and they have one thought of what coffee is. Something that's strong, dark, bitter. Something that you need to add cream and milk to and sugar, and you basically dress it up. What we try to do is educate people like that it's not coffee. Coffee can come in, again, many profiles. It can come as a light roast, medium roast, dark roast. It can come from, obviously, many regions around the world. And just like wine, coffee can have different tastes just based on the region itself. And all that we try to convey to our customers, so, you have people that do understand that, coffee actually, a light roast coffee can almost be like a tea, in a way. And some people just need to understand and love what we can provide when it comes to the variety of coffee.
And you said you guys have about 40 different variations right here?
Yeah, so in total, we have actually, I think at one point we had about 45, 50 different coffees here. And it's not just, we're not talking flavors, it's just different way it was roast, different places the beans came from. Different suppliers. We have our coffee that we roast ourselves, and then we have coffee that comes from, say, one of our vendors is Onyx. They're kind of one of the people at the forefront of coffee in the world, where everything is very, very precise. Everything is, they go to the farm themselves, they try the coffee themselves. Coffee can actually, people like Onyx, they actually will buy coffee from a particular plot on a farm. So it's not even they buy it from the farm.
Okay.
They buy it from literally a little section of the farm. They will say, okay, we want this coffee, just this, from this little square footage. And people understand that makes a difference from coffee that may be a mile down the road from that farm. And that's what we try to show people,
Vanessa, tell me where you guys are located, the days you open, the times you open, and how people could probably find you first on social media.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are located in Airport Industrial Park. It's called Pineapple Business Park. So if you're familiar with AIP, when you see Jimmy's Wine and Spirits big location, we're right opposite there on the lower unit, first floor. So you can find us on our website. We actually have a really fantastic website, which we launched before we opened the physical location, obviously during the pandemic. So it's bestbrewbahamas.com.
Okay, that'll be somewhere right across my chest.
bestbrewbahamas.com. Actually, all of our products you can find on our website. So the nice thing is that you can browse before you come, get an idea about what we do and what we provide. You can also place orders online for in-store pickup or delivery.
I was going to ask you that.
Yeah, so we kind of provide a lot of options for people if they can't get here, that we can get to them, or if they just want to take their time and browse and kind of see what we have to offer, what this coffee, specialty coffee, is all about. They can take their time and do that before they come into the store. And then on social media, we're very active on Instagram and Facebook, so it's Best Brew Bahamas on Instagram.
This show is going to be a very interesting show, guys. I like to say it's not a talking show, it's an eating show. In this case, it'll be a drinking coffee and tea show. Stay tuned. You're watching Happy Foods 2-4.
Stay tuned to more Happy Foods 242 after these messages.
All right, welcome back to Happy Foods 242. We're still at Best Brew and still got Vanessa and Andrew. So I'm very excited about this. Take us through what we're doing first.
Yes. So we are going to make some pour-overs. We actually have 2 of our coffees that we roast ourselves.
Okay.
Andrew mentioned that we've started to become a coffee roaster. So we bring in coffee from different roasters, but we also do our own coffee.
Okay.
So today we have a Kenya, which is roasted medium light.
Okay.
And we have a Honduras, which is roasted medium dark. So you're going to see the difference between the origins, the flavor profiles, the roast profiles, all of that stuff in these 2 different cups.
Now, explain for me what exactly is a pour-over.
Yes, sure. So there's a lot of different types of pour-overs, but basically a pour-over is a manual brewing method.
Okay.
So you're going to take a filter, either a paper filter or it can be like a mesh filter, reusable filter, depending on the type of pour-over. This one is called a Chemex. So Chemex goes with a paper filter, and so basically you're going to use that manual process to kind of create a brewing environment for the coffee. So like an auto drip machine would make coffee, you're actually going to do that manually. So we're going to use the gooseneck kettle to pour the water, slowly create a slow brew process for our coffee.
This is very educational.
Yeah.
Gooseneck kettle. Okay,
Yes.
so take me through it, Vanessa.
Okay, so the first thing we are going to do is actually just wet the filter.
Okay.
That does 2 things. That actually warms up the carafe, so the coffee's not going into a cold carafe, but it also takes any paper taste out of the filter. So
And
we're
the
going to do
carafe
that
is
first.
this jug, this
Exactly.
glass
So this
jug.
one is a Chemex. There's
Okay.
different types of pour-overs. You can have a V60, Chemex. Those are 2 of the most popular ones.
Okay.
But there's lots of different types of pour-overs, Kalita, stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're just gonna wet the filter. I'm gonna dump that water out just because we don't want to add additional water to our coffee.
Okay.
There we go. And then we're gonna set our time. So everything we do with coffee is very precise. So we wanna make sure that we have the right ratios, the right amount of coffee to water, and the right amount of time that we're brewing. So we're gonna start our timer. We are actually going to put in our coffee first. So this is the Kenya medium light.
Okay.
And then we are going to add our water. So
Okay.
you can see that this coffee is a little bit lighter in color because of how it's roasted.
Okay.
So once you get, the coffee roast profile goes obviously from light to dark. Once you kind of get past the first crack, you call it, you get into more of like the light, medium, light range, you get this kind of light brown color. Once
Okay.
you get further into the medium dark and dark
I can
range,
see
you're
the
going to get a
difference
darker brown
between-
color.
okay.
We don't go all the way to the dark kind of black color of coffee because we try to keep the origin notes of the coffee. So we don't roast our coffee super, super dark, but we do have like a nice wide range so that everyone can have something that they like.
Okay.
Yeah. So we are going to start our timer and start our water. So the first thing we're going to do is actually called a bloom. So we're just going to cover the coffee with water. And you can see that because the coffee is nice and fresh, you're getting lots of CO2 still coming out of that coffee. So it's nice and bubbly. If you had a coffee that was ground a long time ago, that was roasted a long time ago, that coffee wouldn't be doing this. It would
Okay.
actually be quite dead.
And I
Whereas this
can
coffee
smell,
is still alive. Yeah.
smell it as well. Smell
Yeah,
it
and
with
so
your
you
guys.
get, so the whole process with the pour over as well is that you really get kind of the aromas coming through throughout the process of making the coffee. So we're going to continue with our pour over. So it's a very slow process. So we kind of get as much of the flavor and aroma out of the coffee as we can.
I'm very intrigued by this. So this is our time here.
Yeah, so
Okay.
so our time is there, and so we did a 30-second bloom at the beginning,
Okay.
and then our total time is going to be around 3.5 minutes.
Andrew, is this one of your favorite?
More of an espresso, French press type of guy. More
Okay.
something that has more body. So this method actually provides what they call a cleaner cup of coffee. It's going to be a little bit lighter, less body. It's going to pull out a lot more of the finer notes of coffee when it comes to like the fruit, citrus, chocolate, cocoa. Whereas, some other methods, more ones I prefer, would bring more of the body, more chocolate notes and the heavier notes out of it.
Okay.
So I'm a big fan of pour over.
Okay.
I love the fact that you get so much nuance out of the cup. So especially something like a Chemex or a V60, which are two of the more popular pour overs. With this method, because you're like brewing through a filter, it's not something that's sitting in water and immersion method, for example, like a French press.
Yeah.
You're actually just brewing through the filter. You're getting like all those little nuances of flavors coming out of the coffee. So when you taste it, you can tell me what you taste, but we'll tell you a bit about what we taste in the coffee as well.
Okay.
But the pour over really gives you that like nuanced notes coming out of the coffee.
So
Okay.
people actually have this stuff at home.
Yeah, so we actually sell all of this equipment.
Okay.
So that's one of the things too that is important to us. That, like we said, educating our customers, giving them the best coffee experience. So we sell this equipment. We'll show them how to use it. Every Saturday we do free coffee tastings. So a lot of times people will come down, they'll see the pour over, they'll try it, buy one to take home, and then they'll come back and try different coffees. So
Okay.
yeah, so it's a lot of the different equipment that you see today. Well, all of it is stuff that we sell at the
Okay.
store as well. Yeah.
So this method you definitely would recommend over the traditional coffee machine.
It involves the actual person in the process. It's similar to cooking. It's basically the difference of throwing something in a microwave and actually preparing it on the stove.
Yeah.
Perfect analogy.
It
Perfect
connects you
analogy.
to the coffee itself.
And to start your morning with something like this, I mean, it does take a little bit of time, to set up everything, but that 10 minutes actually is just a perfect way to kind of like set your
Center your
mind for the day,
day, yeah.
get centered, get focused. And as you're enjoying kind of the aroma of the coffee, seeing what's happening, it's just like a full sensory experience, and it's a perfect way to start the day.
I'm very intrigued by this.
So this is almost finished brewing, and then we're actually going to take the paper filter out. It's really easy also to handle
So
and
this
clean up.
isn't just regular paper.
No,
it's a
so this is a
special-
specific,
Okay.
a specific filter for the Chemex, and each type of kind of brewer has a different filter type to go with it.
Okay.
That makes it the best experience for that brewer.
This
so
one was the Canyon, right?
This is the Kenya medium light, yes.
Okay, that's this one here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm,
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love the packaging as well.
Thank
It's
you.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's nice to see the Bahamian flag on the coffee that we're roasting ourselves, right? Okay, so we are gonna pour some coffee for you.
So we just, nothing else.
That's it. You literally just take out the filter and you go.
It's just straight coffee.
Straight coffee. So we're gonna start first with just the straight coffee.
Okay.
We can add stuff to it. Like, it's really important for us to meet people where they are as well. So like, we don't tell you have to drink your coffee black. You have to drink it without milk. You absolutely should add whatever you like to it. But we like to encourage people to try it first on its
just
own and
there.
just see what you get from it. So this coffee being a Kenyan coffee, the African coffees in general tend to be very floral, fruity, and also like can have a lot of like spice to them.
Okay.
So this coffee in particular, as the roast profile that we've given it, it has notes of like cherry, nutmeg, kind of like different kind of spices like that. So it's going to be fruity. It's going to be a little bit like nutmeggy. You'll see what
Okay.
you get from it.
Okay.
But yeah, it's not your traditional kind of run-of-the-mill coffee at all.
Okay, so we're gonna give it some chance. Just to cool down, because I don't want to burn my mouth. I really
It's
wanna-
actually pretty cool already. So when
Okay.
one of the things that's important too is when we brew, you don't brew with water that's too hot as well.
Oh,
so
okay.
the temperature also is important for the brewing. So it shouldn't be too hot for you. Yeah.
All right, so Canyon straight up, no
Yeah,
milk,
Canyon straight up.
no sugar. We're gonna try this one. I get the nutmeg.
Yeah.
Trying to get the cherry.
So the cherry is going to come in the form of like the tang. You get at the
It's
back.
not bitter
Yeah,
though.
Right.
And then
So
the cherry is more of the tang. When you think of
I'm
eating the
getting.
cherry,
Okay, yeah.
you think
okay.
of the tang you get in the back of your mouth and in your in your throat. That's kind of the cherry note of coffee.
I like it. I like it.
And
I
if
like it
you're-
just like this.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't. That's the thing. Like it's good to try it first because you don't know that you'll actually enjoy it without anything. And especially for people who are tea drinkers, light roast coffees can be quite appealing to them. They may never have tried a light roast coffee,
Yeah,
but it
because
has
this isn't
some
really
similar
giving me
notes.
coffee. It
Yeah.
just tastes like a coffee flavored tea.
Yeah. So light roast can be a great kind of starting point for people who like tea.
Actually,
as
you
well.
may have some light roast that tastes like fruit tea. So
Yeah.
you know how some people have theirs a fruit tea or their light roast can actually mimic a fruit tea, and that's why a lot of tea drinkers tend to lean towards light roast.
I like this.
Yeah.
This
Nice,
just
eh?
it does taste like tea.
Yeah.
To be very like I don't feel like I'm drinking coffee, and that aftertaste is not there.
Yeah.
So what we love about quality coffee and specialty coffee and coffee roasted well is that you don't get that like bad aftertaste of coffee. You actually get a taste that you want to keep in your mouth. It's like this really beautiful long finish that stays with you in a really nice way.
Okay, so now this is our second brew. This one is the Honduran.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is a Honduras medium dark. So I'm going to do the same thing, just wet the filter, and we're going to go through that process again, and you can kind of see the difference in terms of this
I'm
versus
intrigued by
the
this
Kenya.
paper too, so you sell the paper as well?
We do, yeah.
Sell filters now.
Yeah. So just taking out the water so we don't add too much additional water into our ratio.
So is it to just get the paper ready to do what it needs
Exactly,
to do?
yeah. So you see how the carafe is like, it's gotten warm basically.
Okay.
So you don't want to put cold, you don't want to like have a cold carafe that then
Okay.
hot water is going
Gotcha.
into. It just gives it like a smoother process.
Okay.
And then any paper taste that the filter might have, you're going to do away with
Right,
by wetting
with
the filter.
right.
Yeah.
And this one, how much different, Andrew, is the Honduran from the Kenyan?
So it's going to be much different in just not only the roast profile. This is going to be darker, but also obviously two different sides of the world. This is obviously Central America. This is grown. I think this one is shade grown and is actually grown higher in the mountains than the African coffee that you're trying, and it's also processed differently. Whereas that Kenyan is called a natural process, where they just let it sit dry and then they process it. This is going to be a wet process. So they take the cherry, they let it ferment, and then they put it straight in the basically a washing machine to take the pulp off of the cherry.
And this is the dried version of
The
what a coffee cherry looks
exactly, yeah. So there's a lot that goes into coffee processing, and really you can have a completely different cup of coffee even with the same bean depending how you process it. So as Andrew was saying, some processes, like a natural process, you actually leave part of the coffee cherry on, and that tends to give you more fruitiness as well in the coffee. Whereas most coffees tend to be wash process, which they, like Andrew said, kind of like goes through the washer, like all the fruit comes off, and that tends to give you more like chocolatey nutty taste. But there's also so many other variables that go into it in terms of how it's roasted. And
so that stuff that's in the food store, you're saying don't go there, come here. Come to Best Brew, y'all. That's exactly what they're telling me. That's all I'm getting. Don't go to get the things off the shelf. Come to Best Brew and get it fresh.
Yeah, so what we're trying to provide is a coffee experience that really celebrates the coffee, right? So you can buy something on the shelf, and really, again, it's about what people like. But when you buy a coffee that's been sitting pre-ground for months and months, or it's kind of a commodity grade coffee, you're not getting like the coffee bean. You're not kind of tracing back to the coffee bean.
Gotcha.
So with our coffees, like, you know where that bean is coming from, you know how it's processed, and it's being roasted here by us, right?
Okay.
So literally, like you can buy a coffee on the shelf that was roasted 3 days ago and take that home and drink that fresh. And we also grind the coffees fresh for our customers as well. So we don't have ground coffee sitting on the shelf either. We grind it when the customers come in.
That's
It's really about kind of like getting as close to understanding the bean that you're drinking as possible, as opposed to coffee being this kind of powder that you just put in a machine, right?
Okay.
So that's kind of where we're going with it. Yeah.
This is gonna be a long day for me.
Yes.
Just gonna be bouncing off the walls. Coffee.
Okay.
So how you about to pour?
Yeah,
How do
so
you
we're
know
gonna
when
bloom
to
this
stop?
one as well. So the initial bloom is literally just gonna cover the top of the coffee. And we're gonna leave that for 30 seconds. So again, you can see, the coffee bubbling. It has a lot of life to it. And then after 30 seconds, we're gonna continue.
This
the
one
process.
smells different already.
Yeah. So as Andrew said, there's a lot of factors that make it so different to the Kenya. Both beautiful beans, both amazing coffee beans to start with, but this one is, because it's from Central America, is going to naturally have more chocolatey, nutty notes to it. But this one also does have quite a bit of fruit to it as well.
What's your favorite, Vanessa?
So I like all of them, to be honest. I like to drink different things all the time.
Right.
I love light roast, and I think that's also because I'm a big tea fan as well. So I really love like tasting the fruity, flowery notes of coffee. But sometimes I just want like a nice, dark, strong French roast.
So
but
Andrew is the bougie one. He want the espresso and the French press. Yeah, you want the high end.
But
I like the bold.
He likes the bold body to the coffee, and I tend to like the Chemex or the pour overs because you get more of the notes and flavor, like really nuanced coming through. So yeah, you can see even the smell is different. It probably has a bit more of a chocolately smell to it. While it does still have some fruit, and it's definitely darker. So you can see the difference in the color, and that's because you know, we've decided to roast this coffee darker. So we could actually roast the same bean medium light like we did the Kenya, but for us, this Honduras really shines at this place at the medium dark roast profile.
Now, you know, in those other places, we won't call the names, but in those other places, people add a little shot of espresso here, a little. You guys do that as well, or you just want people to taste the plain coffee?
So we try to encourage them to taste the coffee on its own first. And we do our coffees on espresso as well. So you can get the taste of this coffee on espresso would just be, like Andrew said, a bit bolder and, you know, like more concentrated. But we're fine with adding things to the coffee. We try to like encourage people to taste it first and then not add too much. You know, like if you want to add a little bit of sugar, a little bit of sweetener. We're going to make some drinks where we add some syrup throughout the day. But it's nice to try it on its own first and get the initial flavor notes.
Kenya, I'm coming. This.
Yeah. Africa makes just some absolutely amazing coffee. So if you ask me where my favorite origin is, although I love coffees from all over, the African coffees just really shine. So Kenya, Ethiopia.
You feel the same way, Andrew?
Places, yeah.
I'm a South America, Central America guy. Again, that's because they produce a better, bolder, deeper,
you said
richer
you like the
coffee.
bolder flavors.
So if you take the Kenya up too far, you lose the essence of it.
Yeah.
You lose the fruit flavor, the light spice, and you tend to go into the dark region. But then those coffees are a lot more fickle than other coffees. So
More delicate.
if you go too far, it's going to be bitter. It's going to be sour.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Whereas the Central and South American coffees, they're more adaptive to different profiles.
And you don't want to go too dark with those Kenya and Ethiopia beans because you just really lose everything that's so special about them. So it's nice to keep them in that light to medium range.
Boy, it's like I gotta come in every Saturday.
Yeah. So this is what we do on Saturdays. We do a lot of education with our customers. We pick a different coffee every Saturday and do free tastings so people come down and try them. Okay, so we're ready to taste this one. All right. All right, Sasha, go ahead.
Okay, definitely darker. I don't know, Kenny could come in a little closer and see. So this is my friend on this side, and this is the Honduran that we just did. The color profile is definitely different. So I'm gonna take a little taste. This one is definitely stronger. This one has another smell profile as well, like a richer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Still this one.
Yeah.
Because you're a tea drinker.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
People like myself, we would probably prefer the Honduras more because you have, again, like you said, deeper, richer, bolder taste comes out of, you know, especially the darker roast, but mostly the central.
It's still good though. I'm still getting, I'm getting that chocolatey at the end.
So
I get that.
Yeah, so coffee kind of rivals, you know, baker's chocolate, bittersweet chocolate, and actual cacao, which again is almost like the sister of coffee. So.
Okay. All right. So now Andrew is gonna make a latte for us using this espresso machine.
Espresso machine, yeah.
So yeah, Andrew, take it away. Educate us.
So The coffee we have inside here is an espresso blend. It's one of our trial espresso blends that we're just trying out for the time being. It actually has 3 different roast profiles in it with 3 different types of coffee bean in it. So it is kind of complex, but yet it gives you one smooth flavor. It's going to be on the darker side. Like most espressos, people like espressos dark because it's a concentrated coffee. It's strong, it's bold, it's supposed to knock you off your feet. So
Good thing I'm sitting down then.
yeah, so let's give it a try.
Okay. Now I want you to walk me through this. This is what?
So this is a portafilter.
Okay.
This is the heart of the espresso right here. This handles all the pressure coming from the machine, and it actually shoots 9 bars of pressure into this little filter here. And what this does is it actually goes into the coffee bean itself, or the ground of the coffee bean, expand it and extract all the flavors out of it.
Gotcha.
And that's how you get so much concentration into one shot.
Okay. So it's taking these beans from the
Yeah.
top. Ah, got you. I was like, I hear it, but I didn't see it.
All right, and this is what you get. You get the ground coffee. And now what we normally do is we tamp it. So this compacts it, and it helps the process of adding the pressure. Concentrates the pressure, basically.
It looks like chocolate. And you was telling me this is what, a step of what I have now? A step above the Kenyan?
It's going to be very much above the Kenyan.
Okay.
So the Kenyan is a light roast, and then it's brewed from on the paper filter through a pour over. So it's going to be lighter and cleaner, whereas this is going to be concentrate.
Okay.
There. And as you can see, when it comes out, it's going to come out slow and very dark.
Okay. It looks thicker.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And people have these machines in their house.
Yeah, so this is a really great home machine, the
Okay.
Brew. And yeah, it makes a great espresso latte and stuff like that.
Okay. So you take a look at it. You'd see where you have almost 3 levels. The top level is what they call the crema or the cream.
Okay.
And then the bottom, you always have the coffee, which is the espresso.
And we're not adding, I know you wanted to talk about
Yeah.
the
So
syrups
now
there.
we're going to go into the second part of the latte, which is when you steam the milk and
Okay.
then you add it into the
Add
coffee.
it into
I don't know
this,
if you
okay.
want to smell it so you can see where.
And one of the things with the crema, which is that layer on top, is that when you have fresh coffee, you actually get more of a crema coming through, right? So
Okay.
if you have coffee that's kind of been sitting for a while, you won't actually get that
Get
layer
that
at
frothy.
the top. Yeah. So that's how
I'm
you know the
intrigued
coffee
that
is
it like
fresh.
it leveled out like that almost perfectly.
Yeah, exactly. And that's really based on the freshness of the coffee.
Okay.
So this is a blend of 3 beans, as Andrew said, that we've roasted ourselves. So you really can't get any fresher than that.
Is it going to be stronger?
Yeah, so the balance of these 3 beans is going to be definitely stronger than the 2 you tried before, because it does have an element of a very dark roast coffee in it, as well as a medium.
So this is like still a morning. I want to start my morning. I could still start it with a latte.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, a latte is a great start for the morning. I think the seasonal latte that we're doing is something that you could definitely enjoy throughout the day, even in the evening, especially at this time of year.
So people drink coffee at night and then they stay up all night?
Yeah, there's a lot of people that can drink coffee any time of the day. I'm unfortunately not one of them. I usually
so
stop
you
my
prefer
coffee around
yours.
1 o'clock. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, a lot of people drink coffee after dinner and enjoy a nice espresso after dinner.
Right. I noticed that a lot of restaurants do
Yeah.
after dinner. And so the milk is already in the machine?
No, so the milk was in the carafe,
In the
Okay.
pitcher.
in the pitcher before we actually came to take.
Okay.
All right.
Just
So if you
not
look at it,
a fully functional machine.
so that's oat milk we use.
Oat milk?
Yeah.
Okay.
So oat milk is kind of now where the industry is leading to. First of all, it tastes the coffee much better than regular milk. It kind of complements the nuttiness of coffee. And also it is a bit healthier than whole milk and regular milk.
Okay. Oh, so it just goes straight in. This is gonna be a long day.
So this is a syrup that we sell in the store. This is one of our seasonal syrups. So we do our own simple syrups as well as syrups from some of our vendors. So these are all the syrups that we carry are all natural, no preservatives, no added colors, flavors, anything like that. So this syrup is actually made with like apple cider, cardamom, sage, and some nice like fall seasonal ingredients. We also sell cinnamon, lots of other things that you can add to your lattes, and cinnamon sticks we sell as well.
It looks like hot chocolate.
Almost.
Yeah.
And I like that the machines help with the cooling process. Okay, so I'm stirring this. And then I'm gonna take, I'm hoping, in my head, I'm hoping that it tastes like hot chocolate. Because that's how it looks. I like this one too.
Nice,
It's
right?
it's not as heavy as I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah. And it's not overwhelming with the amount of stuff that's added to it, so you can still get the coffee shining through as well.
I think the milk brings it down a little,
Yeah.
so it helps that it's not overpowering. I like this. 1, then 2. So my Kenyan by itself moved to number 2.
To number 2
This is
now, yeah.
Yeah, this not this
It's
one
nice,
is now.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, because it makes me feel like I'm supposed to be home, cuddled up
Cozy. Yeah.
with a candle. This is definitely for this particular season.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. So, Andrew wants to do an espresso and an Americano, right? For me. You'll see footage of that. We won't show you all of that on camera. Stay tuned. You're watching Happy Foods.
Did you miss most of this week's show? Make sure to visit our YouTube channel to see everything from Happy Foods at Happy Foods Bahamas.
All right, welcome back. You're still watching Happy Foods 2 for 2. Still got Vanessa, still got Andrew. And now we're gonna move to the cold side and talk about cold brew. So Andrew, Vanessa.
Yep, so this is our quite famous now cold brew that we actually make ourselves. So this cold brew is roasted in the Bahamas, brewed in the Bahamas, bottled in the Bahamas. Everything you see in here is done by us locally.
Love the bottle.
Yeah, thank you. So it's a blend, it's South and Central America blend. It's kind of a medium roast, so it doesn't give you like the super, super strong dark, but a nice balance. It's actually perfect for cold brew. Okay. So we actually make it as a concentrate, and you can actually buy these bottles, take it home, keep it in your fridge, and then Andrew will show us how we actually make a drink from it. You can make it black or with milk. You can add stuff to it. You can even put it in smoothies, oatmeal, anything else like that. Yeah, so it's pretty versatile. But it's super nice. And
I can tell you're proud of it.
I'm so proud of it. It's been a labor of love for us, and yeah, it's just really incredible to create a product like this from scratch. So yeah, here we go.
All right, Andrew, show us what we got. Show us.
So it's basically very simple. You know, you add ice.
Oh, this is gonna be really simple. I could do this at home.
Yes. So that's how we prepare it. You know, we have it made so that you can take it home and do it yourself.
Okay.
No science involved.
Okay.
Just half and half water or half milk. Like we were discussing earlier, you want to get fancy, you can add like Baileys to it. You can add, you know, there's a liqueur out there called Liqueur 41 that San sells. You know, it works pretty well with the coffee. It's actually a drink sold in South America.
Okay. And you told me this is more concentrated than the espresso.
Yes, but it's not meant to be consumed in its concentrated
Okay,
form.
gotcha.
Yeah, so, I mean, it is just around the strength of an espresso, maybe a little bit stronger, but yeah, it was not really designed to be drank on its own.
Okay.
It's designed to be mixed,
Okay.
and we do it like that in order to preserve the actual flavor of the coffee when you mix it.
Okay.
You know, so it's just basically gonna start off.
I'm gonna like.
There you go.
Oh, I didn't think he was even gonna pour that much.
Yeah, because we don't half and half, so we're
Okay.
gonna add this.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And then you also have to realize that we already have ice in here, so the ice is also going to be a part of the
With
dilution.
dilutes it, yeah, gotcha.
And then that's the kind of thing everybody likes to see.
Yeah, that is, yeah.
And
Art.
we go ahead and we add, so this is amber caramel.
Okay.
It's, you know, one of the things we sell with it because it goes very well with this cold brew.
Does this have a particular name?
The drink itself, it's our flagship cold brew.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's kind of our flagship cold brew drink, and we serve this in the store as well. So people can come in and get a cup of this,
Okay.
and everyone really loves it.
That is
No, I have
art,
this
artistic.
straw.
Yeah.
So make sure I get it,
Yeah,
get
so
the
just
bottom
stir it-
in
you
there.
can Stir it around pretty vigorously if you want. Make sure you mix everything up together.
Get that in the bottom. And this is the color I'm going for.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the color you want to go for.
All right.
Let's see. Still got a little bit of syrup. at
Yeah, to the
there.
bottom.
There you go. Now we go.
You know what? Give me another straw now that I've mixed this one.
Add another one here.
Just because I think I heard that one crack. All right, let's try this one. Okay. This is now number 2. This is now number 2. It's so the caramel. Love the caramel. Matcha time. Matcha time.
You're gonna just enjoy
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. This is.
It's good.
All right, Andrew, this is, I just gonna tell you, take it away because this is, I could tell that you're excited.
So we're gonna do now an espresso, straight espresso, double shot espresso, which is, you know, the
You're not even gonna ease me in like a single shot?
You
Just
taste
go for it.
Just go for it. one
Okay.
time.
All right.
Just go in
All right.
full sail, deep
right.
in. Say you did it.
All right.
And this is considered, you know, this is, you know, what
Vanessa,
people
I'm
think of.
counting on you for support.
I'm right here with you.
Okay.
I'm right here.
And this is what people think of coffee, you know, espresso. It is kind of the ideal or the quintessential coffee. you
To
know.
jumpstart my day.
Yeah, it's an espresso, which is basically coffee concentrate.
Okay.
And it's going to be strong. But hopefully you get notes that you want to look for. So like I said, this is a blend. So you're going to kind of get a little bit of spice, you're going to get a little bit of citrus. You should get some chocolate and nuttiness into it. So
Okay.
see
And
how
this
it goes.
is one of your faves.
Yeah.
Okay. Andrew is very excited. Same process as our latte.
Same process. So we're just pulling an espresso shot and just drinking it straight. Whereas a latte, we added
Added more milk to
Yes,
bring
exactly.
it to.
So
Ah.
it's the base of the latte without the milk. Yeah.
Vanessa, should I be concerned?
You're gonna take a small sip. So you're gonna get some really nice like
Flavors.
flavor coming through it. Yeah, through the milk.
Again, you still want to think chocolate, bittersweet, baker's
I
chocolate.
feel like you're trying to soften the blow and you're not helping.
just a little
I think
bit.
so far we're close to converting a non-coffee
Yeah,
person to a
yeah,
coffee
I'm
person.
there.
So this is
I'm definitely.
yeah, this is the next step.
Okay, so this would be like top tier.
Yeah,
Of
it's
the
just like this
coffee.
is like the real deal,
Deal.
right? The real deal. If you're a coffee person, espresso, yeah, it's a real deal. And the crema coming through on that is so nice.
Kenny and Jay are so excited about this to see me do this, but I'm excited too. It's the first time for everything, so it's still I feel comforted in that frothy layer. Still,
So there's actually two different tastes to an espresso. Same thing with that. So the froth itself presents one taste, and the coffee itself another.
So
It's
people
all coffee
actually
in there.
shot this?
So it's
Yeah,
not
sip it.
obviously
Yeah.
hot.
Right.
Some people they may let it cool down and they drink it fast, but you're supposed to sip it. And typically it's done with something sweet, a chocolate, a cookie, a nougat, something to counteract a strong taste.
Okay, so I'm gonna try anything once. This is like people drink the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what I think of when I think of just regular coffee.
Strong.
Strong, slaps you. Yeah, I can't drink no more of this.
Tastes good though.
It does, and it's not a strong, overbearing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a just like if you in that realm of experienced coffee drinkers level 4 or 5. I'm just at a 1. But this, it's not bad though. But it's
Yeah.
not for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it is
As a
very
non-coffee
strong.
drinker,
this is,
yeah.
this is on the tail end of
The higher
average
end,
coffee
right?
drinkers.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, the Italians love it. Europeans love it.
And then you said people sometimes add like a Bailey's or
Yeah, I mean, again, it's the base of a latte. So you can add milk, you can add whatever flavor into it.
So
that
this
you
is what the
want.
latte looked like before the milk.
Right.
And then this would be gotcha.
So what you're drinking there is that, but this is just
Yeah.
pure concentrate.
This-
Yeah.
That is
The real deal.
but what I like about this too is I'm not getting that bitter.
Yeah.
It still
And then-
melts away.
Yeah, and again, that leads towards the quality of coffee. First, it being fresh, and then actually being of a decent, great quality coffee.
Okay. Time for me though. That's for the big
The
boys.
serious coffee
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
You like that too?
I do, yeah. I could definitely enjoy an espresso. Definitely. Yeah.
And there's actually one that's called a ristretto.
No, we ain't getting that. I don't even like that name, Andrew. I don't even like that name. I don't even.
So we converted her, so let's keep
Yeah.
going in that direction. Yeah.
So you're gonna do an Americano, and what you said is the Americano is just this with water.
Yeah, so it's just
Well, why-
that, but
why
it's all
water?
done. So it extends it. It kind of, makes it a little bit more palatable for a drinker, basically.
I see why you like this though, because the bold flavors, which you talked about in the beginning about you liking more bold, punch in your face flavors. That definitely has
Yeah.
that.
So again, this tends to be for people who like strength in whatever they drink or whatever they consume. You'll see a lot of cigar smokers. They prefer an espresso. It's the only thing that can actually compare to the strength of a
Of the
cigar.
cigar.
And then again, too, that's why you see people balance it out. You normally have it with something sweet, a sweet treat, and it takes that, that strength and it tones it down a little bit, but it leaves all that flavor in your mouth, and that's kind of why people. And then gives you a good shot of caffeine.
People end their day with this.
Yeah, after dinner, espresso, definitely.
Let's go to the Americano. This. How could you end your day with this? This is like pure
It's like Andrew said, someone smokes a cigar, has a glass of whiskey,
yeah,
has an espresso.
they just mellow me out. It's like
yeah.
your own. It's like a coffee high.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to describe it.
Right?
Now this is Andrew's absolute favorite.
Yeah, this is my go-to. This is my everyday.
So morning, or you end your day like this, or you in the middle of the day doing this. I have to watch you.
Either or. Either or.
Okay.
And if I'm after a nice dinner, I don't get it at the place I eat dinner. Obviously, 'cause a lot of places don't serve quality coffee. But I can go home and I can make one of these after a good dinner. Again, being a cigar smoker, I really go out and just enjoy this while I smoke a cigar.
Right.
Read a book, listen to a podcast or something.
Yeah, you too. I'm there with you. So same process.
Same process. And we're going to pull the espresso shot the same way. But at the end of it, I'm going to put it on the side and just add a little bit more.
Okay.
See if we can get the glass under there. Again.
I like how it looks when it comes out. Let me film some of this.
Alright. Let's move this over and we're just gonna add a little bit of water to it. So this is actually close to what you get with a regular cup of coffee.
And I see the color is darker. Does that mean the flavor is stronger? It's like gonna.
So it's darker than what we prepared before. In part because of the beans. We actually have a French roast inside there, so that's where you get the real darkness in the bowl is from. But also in part from the espresso itself because of how it was pulled out of the coffee.
Explain to me again why. So the water. I mean, what's the science behind?
Just adding the water kind of, it weakens it in a way.
Okay.
It turns it into almost a regular cup of coffee.
Okay.
It is probably about the strength of a regular cup of coffee. However, it's going to taste different than if you use the machine because we started with an espresso, which is a different brewing method.
Okay.
You can relax.
Sip.
You can relax. This is going to be like the Kenya, just darker. So you don't have to worry about.
So yeah, there's nothing added to this.
Yeah.
It's just black, but it's going to be a little bolder.
And it's not anywhere close to as strong as
Not
an
like the
espresso.
espresso, yeah.
Okay. So let me take a sip of this. The smell is similar to the espresso.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
This also is not for me. But I taste the flavors that you spoke about.
Yeah.
I could taste the blend too.
Yeah.
It's not bad though. And I'm so glad we're doing this show because I would have never thought as much as you guys have educated me on coffee. Like the only thing I'm thinking about is this is not bitter. It has a nice smooth taste to it.
Yeah.
But it ain't this. I see why Andrew like this. I see why Andrew likes this. That is not for me though. This I can stick to my
Yeah.
two.
Well, we have a win, the fact that we've introduced you to
Yeah,
to these
yeah.
coffees
You all
and you're
have me.
enjoying
You all
them.
have me with
I'm happy
my
with that.
canyon
I'm happy
and my
with that.
latte.
Yeah.
So it's
So I have to
Nice.
get to this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah. Well,
it's-
after a few months of drinking those, you
Yeah.
may,
Then I
you
gotta
may venture
elevate.
here.
Yeah,
And
elevate.
it's safe to say you've now experienced the wide variety of coffee.
Okay.
You've had a medium.
So all of these are like different versions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was light.
You've had a light roast, yeah,
Right.
you've had a medium dark, you've
So-
had a latte,
Yeah.
you've had an espresso, and you've had an Americano. And all different beans, different
So would you say this the
origins.
strength is lowest and to
I
highest?
would do it this way.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
Right.
So this is our canyon, my latte. This is the Americano.
Yeah.
This
And
is
then the good thing
espresso.
is, coffee doesn't get, when it comes to strength, taste, potency, punch in the mouth, doesn't get much more than that. So you just being able to drink it and taste it is a sign that obviously the quality of the coffees you get.
Yeah, you could taste
Yeah.
that this
That is
is
good
fresh
coffee.
Yeah.
and real and not
Yeah.
off the
Yeah.
shelf
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Like
I
you said, it's
definitely
one
get
more
that.
level stronger.
Oh
than
no,
that.
we ain't gonna that. We ain't gonna that. We ain't gonna that. All right, so let's get our cold brews.
Yeah.
All right.
So believe it or not, Bass Brew actually has teas. So we're gonna do a matcha, which is a tea.
Yeah.
So Vanessa, yeah, take it away.
Yeah, so we do carry a lot of tea, matcha being one of them. So matcha is actually finely ground green tea leaves. So you're actually consuming the actual leaf. We carry organic matchas. We think it's important when you're drinking matcha that it's organic wherever possible. So we are going to actually make a cold brew matcha.
Okay.
So matcha can be made hot or cold. In this case, we're going to make a cold brew matcha, and we're going to make it into a bit of a rose matcha latte.
Okay. I
To
see
give it a
our
little
rose
bit,
syrup
yeah, a
here.
little bit fancier to it. So we make our own rose simple syrup.
Okay.
We also have the rose petals we're going to use to garnish. And this is actually a matcha whisk. So if you were making the matcha hot, we would actually be using the whisk and doing it that way. But since
Okay.
we're doing a cold brew matcha,
Now
we're going
this-
to do it in the shaker.
Oh, this comes
Yeah,
off.
so this is the whisk holder, and that's the whisk. So actually, if you were to do it hot, what you would do is take the matcha powder, a little bit of hot water, and then whisk it very vigorously. It gives you like a foam almost
Okay.
with the matcha, and then you can add water and milk to it from
Oh,
there.
so we would
Yeah.
put it in there.
So you would use it, you would
Okay.
use a bowl like that. So no,
Okay.
actually, this is just to hold the
Oh,
whisk. Yeah,
right,
to
so
keep
you
it
just use
shape.
it.
So you would use the whisk like that if you're
Oh,
making
okay.
it hot.
Okay.
But we're gonna brew it cold today. You can do it either way. Yeah. So this is just a single serving of matcha. Don't make a mess with it. Okay, so we're gonna add that into
It's
our
by
shaker.
Arteo, by the way. You know, they focus on quality over quantity, so their matches are very, very good.
Yeah, so our vendors for matcha all work direct with farmers in Japan to source their
Okay.
matcha. So this company is actually a Japanese family that are based in the US, and they work with a farm in Japan to source their matcha. So because you're consuming the full product with matcha as opposed to tea or coffee, which you're brewing, and then actually not like consuming the coffee itself, that's why we like to make sure all of our products are high quality, but with matcha, it's really especially important that it's organic and as high quality as possible because you're consuming the full product. Yeah.
Now, outside of the matcha, I know you guys have an assortment of teas.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have every kind of tea you can imagine. So we actually do our own tea blends. We bring in teas from some amazing vendors. So we have everything from white tea, green tea, black tea, flower teas, fruit
Lavender.
teas, lavender. Yeah, everything you could kind of imagine on the tea front, we actually have. So what you'll notice about this matcha is that it's a very bright green color. Because it's really high quality matcha, you get that kind of nice green color to it. And yeah, it's basically just ground up green tea leaves in there. If you haven't had matcha before,
This will be my
that's
first
gonna be your first
time.
time. Okay, yeah. So it's green tea. So we're adding a little bit of oat milk to go with it.
Let me tell you, I know what I do have is a strong stomach.
And then we're gonna add some of our rose simple syrup. And then we're gonna garnish that with some rose petals. So we can stir that around too if we can grab a straw.
Okay. So you said just stir it a little.
Stir it.
Yeah, just stir it a little bit to mix the milk with the matcha.
Okay. I think I have a good stir. I want my rose petals in there. Okay. All right. Looks amazing. Smell it. The rose syrup. That is good.
So it's a nice balance where the rose and the matcha, I think.
I'm
you
getting the
get
tea as
both.
well.
Yeah, you kind of get both.
Now, I know we started to talk a little bit. You guys are about to do a Caribbean line as well. Tell me a little bit. We're moving back to coffee a little
Yeah.
bit now. Tell me a
Yeah.
little bit about that.
Yeah, so we're always doing something new. We are actually, with our roasting, we've been bringing coffees from around the world. We talked about Africa, Central America, South America. So the next thing that we have up our sleeve is to bring some coffees from the Caribbean. So we really want to focus on the region and bring some of the best coffees from the region. So we have some Jamaica Blue Mountain, a Haitian Blue Mountain, and a Dominican Republic coffee that we're actually going to be releasing soon. So we're doing the roasting now, the test roasting, roast profiles, and yeah, that'll be on our shelves pretty soon. So we're very excited about that to kind of bring the more of a local coffee here and be able to roast that ourselves locally.
All right, Andrew, remind me where you located, days you open, times you open, website, social, all the information people need to reach you.
All right, so we're actually located in Airport Industrial Park. That's the industrial park, obviously just past the airport. If you just enter, follow the road, it kind of takes you straight to us. You'll see a Jimmy's liquor store. It's going to be right across from us. Big warehouse, can't miss it. We're directly across the road from them. You can go to our website, bestbrewbahamas.com. All of our information is on there. All of our products are on there. There's actually a map on there. You can see where to go, pictures of the building, so you know exactly what you're looking for. And then you can check us on Instagram, Best Brew Bahamas, and also on Facebook under the same tag. We constantly update our posts, let you know what we're doing. Obviously, when we have our releases, you can find it on there. You can also contact us either by website or you can go on Instagram or Facebook. We tend to respond within the hour. So.
All right, days you open and times you open at this location?
We're open Monday to Saturday, 9 to 5:30 through the week, and 9 to 5 on Saturday.
Now I do have another question for you both. Any plans for maybe a Bass Brew in the East, a Bass Brew maybe Central, a Bass Brew in Alto? Any plans for expansion?
So the short answer is yes. Yeah, we definitely plan
foods.
to expand from here. So we love the feedback that we've been getting and the response, and there's a lot of potential in terms of where we can take this. So you'll see lots more to come, and definitely another location.
Okay, so and they'll probably definitely be on another season.
Yes.
Andrew and Vanessa, this has been, I love the shows where I learn. So not only was this fun, but it was engaging, and I learned a lot because I wasn't even going to pretend I know nothing about coffee, but I definitely was able to learn a lot.
And actually, on that note, too, what we do as well is, as you can see here, this is actually our tasting table. For people who want to venture more into it and experience it like how you've done, we actually offer that to our customers. So we've had several sessions where we have people come in and we cater to what you want. If you're a tea person and you want to explore the world of tea, we can set you up with different types of tea and how to brew it and how to taste them, everything. Same thing with coffee. We can sit you down and we can say, this is what a light roast, this is what a dark roast. Here are the different methods, here are the different beans, and then we can cater you what you want to experience from that coffee and tea.
All of our shows are great. This season, for whatever reason, every show has been amazing. We gotta wrap this up, y'all. Make sure y'all come and check them out. Bass Brew. Find them on all social media platforms. Andrew gave you the website as well. Y'all have to do it with me. We just wrapped up. Y'all know. Put a 5, put a 7 or 8.
What do they say? Born, bred, get dead.
That's right.
All right, we just watched another exciting episode of Happy Foods. What, guys?
2, 4, 2.